Hi, I'm back. Nancy Lynn Ruth on blockresults.com, and I want to talk to you about my new Money Blocks BlockBuster group. I've been doing this series on how tapping can help with money problems. This is the EFT or tapping that I do with my clients. And I wanted to get it out so that people could understand that it can make a huge difference in your financial situation. So I had, 4 or 5 sessions where I talked about things like, the first one was how to recognize that you have money problems. You have a subconscious money block that's causing your money problems. And how to recognize it, whether it shows up as spending problems or trouble allowing more money in, or having a pattern where sometimes you have more and then it just seems to evaporate one way or the other. And really, the bottom line from that one is that if you have more than the occasional fleeting financial pinch, right, you've got some sort of subconscious block that's actually throwing you curveballs, that's actually causing these problems, okay? I did a talk on where those blocks might have come from. So they're usually messages that you've internalized from adulthood or as an adult, often from parents, poor parents. Being a parent, I know I'm giving my daughter some problems. What can I say? It happens. It comes from grandparents, other family members, from teachers, coaches, bosses. It can come from religious or spiritual teachings. It can just come from basically the culture you're living in. The media, like the TV and movies with their negative messages about wealth and money and people with it. But just from living and growing up and existing in a community that perhaps has messages about you shouldn't have too much money, you shouldn't have more than somebody else, that sort of thing. We talked about, or at least I talked about, hopefully you heard some of that, identifying your specific subconscious financial blocks. And it's, I say it in plural because so often we have more than one block. So I talked about how to put words to a rule that's been actually sabotaging your conscious desire to have and to keep more money in your life. And then finally, we talked last week about some tapping techniques that you can use to release those blocks and so you can allow more of that money into your life and keep it. And we did some actual tapping to get you started. And as I mentioned at the end of that last talk, it's always my intention to give as much information and help as I can in these Facebook Lives. But I know sometimes you might want to go further than I can go in the limited time I have. And that's why what I've done is I created a group to work on releasing those subconscious blocks that I've been talking about. And I talked a little bit about it last time. Today, I want to give you more details about the group. So please post any questions you have. I'll do my best to get to them before the end of the Facebook Live. But if I don't, I will come back and check this post for any additional questions. Do my best to answer them, okay? So please go ahead and post in the comment section any questions you have. So here's some of the details about the group. We're going to meet virtually by Zoom. If you're familiar with Zoom, if you're not, it's similar to Skype. It's a very, very easy platform to use. I just send you a link and you click on it and then you get into the group. And it opens up on your computer screen, sort of like the old Brady Bunch beginning. However many people are there, they show up in their boxes, and there you'll be in one of those boxes. So you can see, we can all see each other and hear each other, and you can see me and tap along with me. And that's why I particularly like Zoom. It's a pretty solid platform. It works pretty well. So you can be anywhere to join this group. You don't have to come to Seattle to do it, okay? And I've worked with people literally all over the world, so it's actually quite simple to use Zoom to zoom in. Sorry for that. To come to the group, okay? You'll get recorded trainings before the group calls, so that you can learn how to do certain kinds of tapping and some other techniques that you can use. And that way we can use the time in the group to spend releasing the blocks, everyone's blocks. I'm going to have 8 sessions for the group, right? I'm looking at having them be about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And the first 15 minutes to half an hour, it will be me talking about specific blocks, and maybe we'll do a little bit of group tapping on some of the things that I'm talking about. And then at each session, we're going to have 2 hot seats, half an hour each. So everyone who's in the group will get at least 2 hot seats, meaning it'll be you and your issues. Pick one, and we'll dive deep on it. We'll figure out where this is coming from, but more importantly, we will tap to release it. And here's the thing, everybody's going to be tapping together. So you'll release your thing, but when you're tapping during somebody else's hot seat, you'll release stuff as well. It's really pretty cool. Anyway, so what I said, I'm going to do 8 sessions. 4 of those sessions should be in 2019. I'm planning to start Friday, November 22nd. A little bit of possibility that there'll be one on Monday as well, depending on how much interest there is. But we'll do maybe about half of the sessions before the holidays, and then we'll come back and finish up in the early part of 2020. And that's just in time for all those New Year's resolutions around money, okay? You'll be in great shape for 2020 to start bringing in more money and, you know, let go of the stuff that's been having you spend it or prevent yourself from allowing it in, okay? Each of those 8 sessions, we're going to tap together on those common blocks at the beginning, and I'm going to teach you some of my secrets for improving your financial situation using tapping. It's a small group. Only going to have 8 people in the group. Okay, I want it to be intimate. I want there to be time for everyone to have at least those 2 hot seats where we can focus on your specific blocks, because that way you'll know that you're going to get to your stuff, and it won't feel so overwhelming with a lot of people. Though it'll just be 8 people. Okay, and working within the group, you're actually going to get more than you would if you were working with me individually. Okay, and that's an interesting thing. Now, working individually, I can dive really deep with people, and I can have really significant change. But what happens in a group is people are going to come up with their issues. We're going to dig down and figure out what those are and release them, and you're going to get 2 things. One is you're going to get borrowing benefits. Okay, borrowing benefits is something that we in the tapping world know happens when you tap along with somebody else on their stuff. Hey, Amber Dawn, welcome. Talking about this new group that I'm about to start. So this group of 8, we're going to be tapping together. When somebody is in a hot seat working on their specific thing, we'll all tap together with them, and I will lead the tapping, of course. And what happens when you borrow benefits is you're tapping on their stuff, but you're starting to release your own problems, your own issues, your own subconscious stuff. And how that works, I don't know. Sometimes it's because what they've brought up is something the same or very similar to something that's going on with you. And so if you tap on what they've got, then you start to feel some benefits on your own stuff because it's connected somehow. Sometimes, though, we've even seen people borrow benefits when they're tapping on something that's very separate from their own issue. Why that happens, I don't know. My guess is that it's you've already called it to mind. It's somewhere there near your consciousness while we're tapping. So when you're tapping on somebody else's stuff, you release your own stuff that you basically called to mind, okay? But it's not just the borrowing benefits thing that's going to help you if you're working in a group. You're also going to be releasing blocks that are brought by the other members of the group that might be blocks you didn't even know you had. I was in a group just a couple weeks ago where it was a huge room full of people. I didn't realize that I had anything that I needed to bring up in the group, so I didn't raise my hand. I don't know, maybe there were 20 people who raised their hands and got coaching right there. And I would say 17 out of those 20 coaching sessions had something for me, something I was scribbling down. And with the borrowing benefits, you're going to get double benefits from tapping along with the group, okay? So you get more than just working with me on your own when you work in a group. So this group is really for anyone who feels like they're somehow causing their own money problems, but they don't know how to change. So if you felt like you are swimming in molasses when it comes to money, it's like you know what you need to do and you don't do it, or you do it and then something drags you back, or it feels like you can't bring yourself to take the action, raise your rates, get out there and network, ask for a raise at work, something like that. You just can't seem to make yourself do it. This is definitely for you, okay? But it's not. This group is not for anyone who's not willing to do the tapping. Like, most often coaching is about pushing you through the blocks, through the problems. And you get somebody who's like, you can do it, go, go, go. And sometimes it works. But what I've found, and very often with money problems I've found, that's just not enough. You can say, yes, I'm going to follow a budget. But it's like those New Year's resolutions that peter out within a month or two. You just can't seem to have enough motivation to keep going with them. And that's because those subconscious blocks are more powerful. They are more powerful than your conscious desires to change. And we talked about some of that. If you want to go back and check out I think it was the second video about where these subconscious blocks come from, or maybe the third one about what they actually are, what your individual ones are. Because if you believe that if you have more money than people in your family, then you're going to get kicked out of the family and you won't belong. And if you don't belong, you'll die. Okay, I mean, that's a very extreme example, and yet that's the way these subconscious blocks work. Especially if they were put in childhood. So that is why it doesn't matter how normal and rational and logical the thing you want to do is. If you've got one of those subconscious irrational blocks, it will prevent you from taking the action. It's amazing. And that's why we tap. And if you're not willing to do the tapping, then don't come. Okay, it's all right. You can do whatever you want in another way. But for me, if I'm going to work with people, I'm going to use the tapping because I've seen I'll call it miraculous changes it's made in clients. I just went back over my testimonials from some of my clients in the past, looking for the ones that were specific to money. And honestly, in just 1 or 2 or 3 sessions, people made big changes in their approach to earning money and their ways of holding on to it, so it doesn't just come and go right away. And their lives are changing because of it. And so why would I waste time just trying to push you or trying to motivate you some more when that doesn't really work, not in these situations. So come if you're willing to do the tapping, okay? I know it sounds woo-woo, but it works better than anything else I've tried. So if this is all interesting to you, if you think maybe this group might be good for you, send me an email, Nancy@unblockresults.com. That's UNBLOCKRESULTS.com. No space, no underscore, no space, just the 2 words together, unblockresults.com. And Nancy is spelled the normal way, Nancy. Okay, Nancy@unblockresults.com. And what we'll do is we'll schedule a free money assessment call. And in that call, we'll get clear on what's going on with you and see if the group is the right fit, or if a different way would be better for you. But if the group's the right fit to get rid of those subconscious blocks, you can sign up then. So I want to make sure that I've talked to everyone before I allow them into the group. And that's why I insist on one of these money assessment calls, because sometimes it isn't right for someone and I don't want them to waste their time and money. And I want the group to be a good group for everyone, okay? So you can send me an email to set up one of those calls, Nancy@unblockresults.com, or you can go to my website. That's www.unblockresults.com. And when you're on my site, you can go to the button that says book a call. Click on the book a call button, and then you can request a get acquainted call. That'll be the money assessment call. And when you send me the email or book the call, be sure you put in money assessment call so I know what this is all about, okay? So we'll schedule that free money assessment call to get clear on what's going on with you and see if the group is the right fit for you and your subconscious blocks, okay? Now, I want to give a bonus to reward you for taking really quick action here. If this sounds right for you, I'm going to give the first 8 people to join the group an additional private one-on-one session with me, 1 hour, okay? And that's to use in any way you want. Maybe it's something you don't feel comfortable bringing up with the group. I encourage you to bring something up in front of the group, because if you've got it, I can assure you that other people in the group have it. But I know sometimes it can feel uncomfortable to talk about such things, so I'll give you a free 1 hour session to do this, okay? Or it can be about something else, or maybe it's something that you weren't able to complete in the hot seat. You want to have some more time to work on it and get more done with it. Or maybe you have just that many blocks that you want to have the additional time. It's for you, for whatever way you want to use it. And I'm going to limit it to this first group of 8, okay? After that, I'll have a waiting list for folks who want to do the group. And as soon as I have another group filled, I'll start that. But for the first 8 people to sign up with me, you get that additional 1 hour free one-on-one session with me, okay? So I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. And I'm looking forward to getting rid of those blocks so you can see what it's like when you don't have to worry about the bills, because you earn more than enough money. And you know that you can bring in more if you want to. You'll see what it's like when you manage your money well, and it's not like a huge hole in your pocket and away it goes. And here's the big one that I found for me and for other people. Instead of spending all that time and energy worrying about your finances all the time, you get to spend it on those things that bring you joy, like spending more time with your loved ones, or enjoying a good book, going out to dinner with friends, planning your next vacation, anything you want. You can take all that energy and time that you've been putting into worrying about the money. How am I going to get it? What am I going to do? Why do I keep screwing it up? That sort of thing. Let go of that. Put all that time and energy into the good stuff in life. Because you'll be able to do that because you know that your finances are where you want them to be. Okay? So, let me see. I don't see any questions here, but as I say, if you post some questions, if you put them in the comments to this video, I will happily answer them. And again, if you want to see if maybe this group might be right for you, shoot me an email, nancy@unblockresults.com, or go to my website, www.unblockresults.com, and hit that book a call button and sign up for a Get Acquainted call. We'll set up one a 45-minute call, maybe a little less, money assessment call. We'll see where you are financially and what you've noticed that seems to be going haywire. And we'll see if this group that I'm calling the Money Blocks BlockBuster Group Program, it's a long name. If you've got a better name for it, please suggest it. But we'll see if the group is right for you, okay? You could also direct message me in Facebook. Your best bet is to either do the email or the book a call, but I do get around to my DMs. I'm just not quite as good at replying to those, but I'll do my best, okay? And get in there quick, because my plan is to get this started Friday the 22nd, 23rd, whatever that day is. I think it's the 22nd. Yeah, Friday the 22nd, okay? So I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. I really, really am looking forward to the changes you're going to see in your life, okay? Anyway, any questions, shoot them my way. If you're interested, send me the email, book a call. Let's talk. Let's find out if this is right for you, okay? In the meantime, if you're curious, go back and check out the previous four Facebook Live videos I did that talk some more about the ways to use tapping and to get rid of these subconscious blocks that are getting in the way. But more importantly, reach out. Let's talk. Let's see if this is right for you. Okay? Until I hear from you, happy tapping.